What up? This is Robert Horry.
Horry, three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
You know, just like I thought the week would shake out, you know, and when we talked about it last week, I was like, you know how this is going to go? Eastern Conference Finals, Heat are up 3-0. Celtics are going to push this to 7 and then eat a fat load at home. That's exactly how I thought that was going to go. Not for $1 million did I think that's how the Eastern Conference Finals would play out. We'll talk about it. It's the Big Shot Bob Pod. B-Dog Brandon Harper. I'm Rob Jenners. That, of course, is 7-time NBA champion Robert Horry. And, man, what an eventful end to the Eastern Conference Finals the last week since last we talked. Jesus.
Hey, I was about to say I feel bad for the Celtics, but I don't. You know, I feel bad for Tatum, you know, twisting his ankle in the very first second of the game. And I feel bad for Brogdon not being able to play because you always want to see both teams fully healthy. But then again, I'm a Jimmy Butler fan, so I don't care.
It's just wild, man. The way the whole thing played out.
Yeah. Basketball, you hate it.
Yeah, man, look. The Celtics, on one end, you know, Miami is – on one end, I wanted to see history be made and to see at least one team be on the other side of that 3-0, then you lose 4 straight. But then I'm looking at Boston, and I'm like, you did all of this work. Don't let us get one. Don't let us get another one. At the last second in Game 6 on a buzzer beater to force Game 7 in your building just to go and piss the bed like you did.
Oh, man.
On your floor.
I mean, they lost by 19, I think, last night. Was it 18 or 19 points? Almost 20 points.
Yeah.
At home.
Live by the outside shot, die by the outside shot.
Oh, yeah. You ain't kidding, man.
Mm.
And I know Tatum was hurt, and I know he, you know, injured his ankle first play of the game, but Jaylen Brown.
Where were you?
It's your opportunity, brother.
Where were you?
You're going to be due a little under $300 million maybe after next season. That's super max money. That's superstar money. Where you at, bro?
No, he was letting Derek White run the floor. he said, "D-White got this, man. Let him go. Let him go." He was the only one really who was like, it was like the Caleb Martin Derek White game last night. I was like, what the hell is going on with this? I wouldn't have seen this one coming for nothing.
Hey, man, there was some shots Caleb was taking like, no. he when you hot, go ahead. He had that one heat check. I said, I don't even mind, man.
Yeah.
But it's amazing to me how, you know, when you watch this game, how it's almost like Brown wasn't even into it. He was just like sitting back. He took a lot of bad threes, which is, you know, he had 8, 9 turnovers. I'm like, where was your mindset? Was the pressure too big? Was the lights too bright? It wasn't a typical Brown game. I expected him to come out and really take over. Once Tatum got hurt, I said, Brown, it's about to be the Brown show.
Yeah.
But it was just, it's almost like that moment put more pressure on him and he couldn't handle it. So I was just shocked by their performance last night.
At home.
At home.
I mean, at home. That's really the killer. Because, like, if you go, like B said, you do all this work to force Game 7 in your building. I mean, come on. And make it competitive. Stay in the game. Fight for your life in front of your fans in your building. I don't know. That just, the whole thing, the way the whole thing shook out. I mean, literally by the end of Game 6, when White had that last 0.2 second tip drill put back to win the game, which I swear I didn't think went in. And there's a lot of controversy around that. We'll talk about that in a second. But I'm thinking the whole time, they got to go. And Spoelstra said at postgame after Game 6, he's like, I don't know how, but we're going to have to get it done in Boston. I don't know how we do it. We go on the road for Game 7. We're going to have to get it done. And everybody's talking about, is this it for Eric Spoelstra? Is Spoelstra done now? If he blows the 3-0 lead, is that the end of the road for Spoelstra? And then they go out last night and they just blow Boston out of the water in Boston.
You know, for me, I don't think Spoelstra would even lost his job because look where he got him. You know, it's the 8th seed.
As the play-in.
And it's the number 2 team. You got two NBA All-Stars, 2 NBA top 10, you know, all NBA teams. So I don't think he would have lost his job because Spoelstra quietly is one of the best coaches in the league, man. I know he's Hall of Fame or one of the greatest coaches, that list, whatever it is. But think about this group he had. Every team you look at now has a lottery pick. Does Miami Heat have a lottery pick on it outside of Kevin Love, who didn't even play? Think about it. They have
They got a lot of undrafted guys.
They got no lives for a coach to take this team to the Eastern Conference Finals. If they'd have fired him, boy, I know about 5 coaches in the league been fired. They would have hired his ass just like that.
In a heartbeat. He's one of the best coaches in the game, and he's shown it. But, I mean, Eric, to his credit, had to kind of lift himself out of the, well, anybody can win a championship when you got Chris Bosh and Dwayne Wade and LeBron James. You know what I mean? Come on. Show me something worthwhile. So Eric's had to kind of work to shake himself of that stigma. Like the guy that anybody can coach those guys and win a couple titles.
Boston.
But they say that about him, but they don't say that about Phil Jackson. Ain't that weird?
That's true. It is true.
Yeah.
What were we saying, B?
No, I was just saying that, like Boston, you talk about, losing your first 2 games at home. I know people say, well, Boston's a better quote unquote road team than a home team, but you can't lose your 2. You have the home court advantage. You can't lose both of those games at home. Maybe one. But the fact that you lost both of those games on your floor, set you up. That was your demise right there. So now you're having to claw back and fight back. And as far as I'm concerned, I'm not sorry. I don't feel sorry for Boston because you had the opportunity. You put yourself in a hole. You fought back to then not just lose, but to lose the way that you did. I can't get over the fact that you lost the way that you did.
Yeah. And I kept expecting it to swing back. I kept, the Heat would be up 8 or 9, and I'm like, this is a gap that they could close in, 3-4 minutes. And
I got a little news.
It just never happened. What's your news?
Just a little news from the Warriors camp. Bob Myers, their GM, is stepping down.
Okay.
We kind of saw that coming, though.
Yeah, they were having contract disputes. And then a lot of people around the league said they don't think it's going to end well. So I think he's stepping down as the GM and president of basketball operations.
Interesting.
That's one of those ones where you got a lot of decisions to be made in that camp. And are you going to be loyal? Are they loyal to Draymond Green? Are they loyal to Klay Thompson's? These are 2 guys that are on the downside of their careers, but they're going to demand a lot of money. And also, are these 2 dudes willing to take less money? Because think about it, those 2 dudes take less money. You can bring another piece in there, you back on top again. But will your selfishness okay, I got to get my bag because I'm on the downside, Are you going to have a Dirk Nowitzki?
That's not selfish, though. That's not selfish to get your bag on the way out.
I don't mean in that sense, but it's still kind of selfish in the sense that do you want to win or do you want to get paid when you're already making, do you want to take $5 million less to win?
They won. They got 4 rings.
Upcoming. Upcoming.
I don't know. I think if you're on the downside of your career and you can catch a bag, you do it. Mm-hmm. Right? You have to. Because is there another one coming? Probably not. If you're going to cash in one more time, you're probably going to do it now.
Yeah.
So.
Gotcha.
Yeah, but I think I'm always on the side of players getting their bag and getting to the money. But I think if you're Draymond, as important as you are to that franchise.
For Draymond Green, I agree with you. Yes.
It's one of those things where it's hard to justify him wanting 25, 26 million per. And I know he means so much to that franchise, but not at that number where you are right now. Maybe if you were 5 or 6 years younger, yes. Mm-hmm. But right now, nah. Not at that number.
I also have a hard time seeing another team pony up that kind of money for Draymond. Mm-hmm. And that's not a knock on Draymond. But if a team's going to pay him, it's probably going to be Golden State because of what he's done for them over the last, 10 years plus years he's played there. 4 titles, all the accomplishments, he's beloved in the city. That team would pay him. It's hard for me to see him catching a huge paycheck in free agency from another team.
Here's the funny part, but there are teams and organizations and management that thinks, okay, He's been good for the game. We owe him, and they'll end up paying him. Like, what the hell? He didn't do anything for your franchise. Why are you paying this dude? There's so many times that franchises do like, oh, he's done so much for the game. Let's give him this bag. They're like, no. I think Draymond should just go to Detroit, go home, go to Michigan and play.
Let me ask you a question, Rob.
Yeah.
And it hurts me to even ask this question, but it's coming from a place of objectivity.
Oh, boy.
So I want you to be objective as well.
Oh, boy.
Mm-hmm.
You talk about giving a bag to somebody because you owe them because he's done so much for the franchise. Do you remember Kobe's last few years where he got like the 2-year, $48 million? And that was a thank you type of contract for everything that you've done. Do you think Kobe deserved that contract at that time?
That's one of those ones where you have to look at what he's done for that franchise. And I know we just talking about that. He was there, 20 years?
Yeah.
And it's almost like a Tim Duncan situation. Tim took less money to bring in people, but the organization was still doing stuff for him. And I think with Cole, what he brought to that franchise, yes. And how much, think about it. If you had a chance to go see Draymond Green play or Kobe.
Oh, absolutely.
You're going to go see Kobe play. Even though they got, the Splash Brothers and everything with them, Kobe still brought in, a ton of people. When he were on the road, he brought in a ton of people. And I think that is a beast over here. There's a different type of beast. But I think about guys like, where you say, and I don't mean this in a bad way. Let's take Chris Paul, for instance, when he went to Houston. Remember all that money Houston gave him?
Mm-hmm.
I was like, why are you giving this guy all this money and he didn't win you anything? He was good for the team, but I thought they overpaid him to get him because it was just not a right fit for them. He's a great player, Hall of Fame, first ballot, but I didn't think you gave him too much money, and that kind of put your franchise, down a different path. And I don't understand why, and that's just one of the scenarios on the top of my head because it's kind of close to home because I was living in Houston at the time. So I look at, guys like that. Does Chris Paul deserve his money? Yes, but do you overpay him to bring him in because of what he's done for a different franchise? That's the part I don't understand.
Yeah. I mean,
those teams they love paying people for, what they think you can do, even if you're, a little longer in the tooth.
Yeah.
So they're hoping, if we pay him big money, he's something that we've never had, and we see him doing this for this organization. I'm like, yeah, if he was 7 years younger.
Yeah.
Well, they bought his name.
Yeah.
You buy the name, you buy the career.
Yeah.
Not what he can do for you.
Yeah, and it's hard. And it's hard, I know, because a lot of these guys, they might have that one great year where they're injury-free. They can, make everybody around them better. And that's where I think they was betting on with Chris Paul. But you had James Harden sitting over here. It's like the two ball-dominant guys just didn't match for that amount of money. You could have spent that money putting better pieces around James at the time.
All right. Interesting. So Golden State's going to have decisions to make, bottom line here, coming down. With their GM stepping down now. So now we have our finals matchup back to the Eastern Conference Finals. Now that that's all said and done, you got the Heat and you got the Nuggets. The Heat coming off, arguably, they've got to be spent. I mean, they've got to be completely exhausted. And Bam did not have a great game last night by any stretch. Now he's going to have to rest up for what's game one? Tomorrow night? Thursday night.
Thursday.
So he's going to get, 48, 72 hours maybe, tops rest, and then get Jokic in the finals in Denver? Oh. Mm-hmm. So what do you...
But the battle comes down to, rest, which is Denver's been doing for some days now.
Oh, a while.
Versus a team, versus a team that's still pretty fresh. That whole debate, would you rather be a team to come straight off of a Eastern Conference or Western Conference Finals and have a day or so rest and then go in, or the team that's been resting for a week plus?
Yeah. Well,
I don't know.
I think for me, Miami's in the best position to still win game because it's hard to duplicate game action. I remember, think about us. We lost our first game to Philly. And then we just annihilated the next 4 games because we didn't have that rhythm. You have to chip that rust off. And I think the Miami Heat only had, 48 hours before the next game?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, and Denver's been sitting there, and Denver was in a great rhythm. think about how Jamal Murray was playing, how Jokic was making all those crazy shots. But rhythm is the most important thing. And right now, the Miami Heat have a really good rhythm. Martin's playing really good. Even, Duncan Robinson's playing good.
He's playing real well.
That rhythm is the best thing. Because you can go in Denver and sneak a game. And best game to sneak is game 1.
And they're going to get, I think the report is they could possibly get Tyler Hero back for game 3.
Yeah.
Interesting.
They say he's been cleared to play. Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Well, we'll see how it shakes out.
He'll be in shape, though.
Well, yeah.
Hey, think about this. You ain't playing your first game back is in Denver and all that altitude. You'll get in shape real fast.
Well, game 3, he'll be back home, right? He'll be in Miami for game 3.
Yeah,
right.
But he's going to do some conditioning in Denver, which is good for him.
Yeah. And you think about it, the fact that Denver's been sitting for a week.
Mm-hmm.
A week. Not like a few days. It's been a solid week of just waiting and watching that back and forth nonsense. So,
but the good thing about that, I remember we had a week one time in Houston. So Rudy T made us go back to where we had training camp at, and we did 2 days for 3 days. We like, what the hell? And so, but we did 2 days. It was just it was in the mornings. It was just walkthroughs, information, and then that night we did game type situations to keep us in shape and keep our minds right. So I wonder what the process has been for Denver. But Mike Malone, he's been pretty crafty.
Yeah, he has. He's been good. He absolutely has been good.
You got any early predictions right now? Who you running?
I don't give a
with?
shit.
Oh, Mike Malone doesn't care. Mike Malone doesn't care. What are you looking at?
I got Denver in 5, man.
I thought the same thing.
I just don't think. I'm rooting for Miami. I'm rooting for Jimmy Butler, but I just don't see them. They're too small, man. And if you really think about it, this Denver team is a big ass team, man. I'm like, so I don't see them being able to stop them. Who is Jimmy Butler going to guard? Is he
Michael Porter?
Yeah, but who's going to guard Murray?
Yeah, I was going to say who's going to get on Jamal Murray then?
Yeah. And they can't switch everything like they was doing against the Celtics because the Celtics are a perimeter team. Denver is an interior and perimeter team. They do a little bit of everything.
Yeah.
What can they do to slow down Jokic at least? Because you can't stop him. But what can you do to slow his game down if you're Miami?
You can only pray.
That's it.
You can only
Prayer?
pray. That's all you
That's
can
the
do.
answer.
I think you gotta throw some different sets at him. You've got to throw more zone at him.
They played a lot of zone last game, the Heat. So
yeah, you got to throw a lot of bodies at him. You have to distract him and hope that the different things that you're throwing at him throws him off. Because you're not going to throw off every aspect of his game because he's so multidimensional. He passes well, he rebounds well, and he shoots the ball well for a big man. So you got to hope that you clog the passing lanes. You hope to keep, to try to bump him around a little bit and then challenge him on the boards as well. You got to get a little physical with him. Hopefully the refs will swallow the whistle a bit. But if you can get a little physical with Jokic and see how he responds to that over a long, drawn-out series, then maybe you could, maybe you can rattle him a bit, which then affects everybody else. But that's easier said than done because the Lakers couldn't even do it.
Yeah, but I think Jokic is too cool. He's seen everything, so I think it's gonna be a tall task for the Heat, man.
Nuggets in 6.
Nuggets in 6. Yeah, I was leaning with Rob. I was thinking Denver in 5, but I'm rooting for Miami. Don't get me wrong. I would love to see the Heat win. I really would. I would like to see Jimmy get a title. I would like to see him complete the drill. But I just like you said, Rob. I think Denver's just too damn good. I mean, they're too big. They're too good. They're a multi-dimensional team. You can't really push them to one phase of their game, and if you do, you have to push them to the perimeter, right? Because you're not going to beat them down low, so you got to just try and push them out and hope that their shots don't fall.
It's going to be really. This is going to really test the strategies of Spoelstra and see what he comes up with. So
it'll be a good series.
I'm sure he's going to come up with something good, though.
Hopefully, we get a good finals. That's all I really care about. Let's just not let this thing be a sweep, or if it is 5 games in Denver and Denver just runs them, Miami steals a game somewhere. I hope it's a good series. We also had the Sixers hired Nick Nurse. I think that was that broke over the weekend. The running gag on the internet is they went from a doc to a nurse. It's been like everybody's number one post. It's a bad joke. What do you think of the hire for the Sixers?
I don't know enough about Nick Nurse. I know when he came into Toronto, he helped them win a championship. But
did he? Or did Kawhi help him win a championship?
But I guess if you can't beat them, join them, right? But it's flipped. It says, "I beat your ass. Now I'm gonna come join you to help you beat people."
Okay.
And so I think from what I hear, he's a really good coach. He's a player's coach, and what that means is the players like him, because there's a lot of coaches where the players don't like him, don't want to deal with him. But I think it's going to be interesting, because I think that's not the problem they have. The problem is what they're going to do with James Harden. What are they going to be healthy with it? Is Tobias Harris going to come out and pick up his game? And because to me, that whole thing has to have Tobias Harris be a all-star like he say he is, and make that team go, because he's too inconsistent for him to be that good.
Yeah. You got a little viral traction, speaking of the Sixers, this week on Facebook. We had one of our reels from a previous show where you called Joel Embiid's MVP the worst performance by an MVP in the playoffs.
It was.
Oh my goodness. We've got closing in on 100,000 views on that thing on Facebook. That has gone everywhere in the last week. So Sixers Nation, surprisingly too, and I violated the cardinal rule, which is don't read the comments. But I rolled through the comments. It's so many people agree with you on that, and I think that if Nick Nurse is going to be successful in Philly, he's going to have to get those types of postseason performances out of Embiid.
He's going to have to. And to me, people, if the thing about Sixers fan, they know their sports and they are honest about their sports. And I think they were honest about his performance. It's like he didn't show up, the way an MVP should. It's like he wasn't, my whole thing is that when you that big and nobody can guard you, go be big. Go be dominant in the post, because he can be Shaq-like in the post. He can be Dream-like in the post. But then he starts settling for jumpers. That's what it was like, no, dude, go to your strengths. And I think for me, I think that's what Nurse is going to have to do. He's going to try to convince him to go inside out, be a big, dominate, make it easier for Max and make it easier for Tobias Harris. Yes, if you do it in this sense, you could be like a Jokic. You could be this guy, because what is the difference between Jokic and Embiid? Embiid is probably a better athlete, but he doesn't want to give it up like the Joker. So think about it. That's just all he could do is make the people around him better. Then he could be MVP every year like Jokic.
But I also think the difference between him and Jokic is I think Jokic controls the game better to where I think his court vision is better. Not many big men throughout history, and most of them have probably been foreign, have that court vision to be able to post up like a big man, but be able to scan the floor like a guard, and to be able to have the passing ability and the vision to be able to get a guy the ball where he needs to be instead of where he is. Yeah. And you take that combination, he rebounds just as well as Joel, and he shoots better than Joel. Now, Joel may take more jumpers, which he probably shouldn't. He can shoot the ball, but I think Joker is a little bit better at picking when and where he shoots the ball. So even though Joel may be more athletic, I think the way the Joker controls the game is better. And we're seeing that with Denver. Like everything runs through him, whether they're going to go half court or even full court. He controls the games in both of those dynamics. And I think that's what makes him. I love Joel, but it's just that even in his best years, last year and this year, it was still like, he got an MVP year, but you see what Joker doing over in Denver? Because not only is he doing some of the same, but he got his team as the number one seed.
Yeah.
Well, and we had that conversation. Joker very easily could have won MVP this year, and probably statistically had his best year.
Yeah, I think he should have. I think they were making up for past seasons, but and there's no disrespect to Joey. I know everybody said when you said no disrespect, you disrespected, but no, he had a great year too. But Jokic had a little better year than him, and ain't nothing wrong with that. But also, when you talk about Embiid and Jokic comparisons, Jokic, we don't talk about this enough. He played hard, man. He goes in, he throws people around. I didn't really notice this till I went and watched the game live. He is a physical dude. He throws people around. He pushes people.
He's not afraid to throw an elbow too if he needs to, man.
And he'll flop every now and then. He plays hard. I know we always talk about how hard Giannis plays, but this guy, he is in there grinding. It was one play where he just took Austin Reeves and just tossed his little ass to the side, got the rebound, said, "Yo, this is my world in here. Get out of my world, little guy." But he plays really hard, man.
Yeah, I don't know. It's we'll see what Nick Nurse can get out of Joel in the coming season here. But so Sixers got their man. I'm anxious to see where Monty lands. No takers on Monty Williams yet. I'm surprised by that. I thought the Sixers would have given him a good look.
Yeah,
but
I'm
not
surprised
so much.
too.
Not so much. Can we have a brief Scottie Pippen intervention?
Do we need to have a couch segment for him and sit him down on the couch?
I feel like this is the put on the soft Zen music, turn the lights down a little bit, and just get Scottie centered a little bit here.
I feel as though we have a Scottie intervention every year and a half.
Yeah, it seems a couple
it's
times
like
a year.
Yearly physical.
We have to have a Scottie Pippen intervention. He was doing interviews, press this week. I apologize. I don't know what this is from. But I do have the audio of Scottie Pippen talking about, he was asked a simple question: do you think LeBron is one of the best players to ever play? And then this is the response you get from Scottie.
LeBron will be the greatest statistical guy to ever play the game of basketball. And there's no comparison to him. None. So, does that make him the greatest player to ever play the game? I'll leave that out for debating, because I don't believe that there's a great player, because our game is a team game and one player can't do it. Like, I seen Michael Jordan play before I came to play with the Bulls. You guys seen him play. He's a horrible player. He was horrible to play with. He was all one-on-one. He's shooting bad shots. And all of a sudden, we become a team and we start winning. Everybody forgot who he was.
So,
that boy had to be drinking before that, boy.
No, he was smoking and drinking.
Smoking and drinking. My thing with Scottie's always like, look, if you don't want to go down as Jordan's number 2 for the rest of history, stop talking about Michael Jordan. He brings Jordan up every chance he gets. It's like, stop talking about him, man. Just be like, hey, Mike was great. I'm going to talk about this. You know what I mean? Like, move away. It drives me crazy. Before we get into this, though, I wanted to remind Scottie of what he said at Michael Jordan's Hall of Fame induction.
MJ, you have touched so many people's lives, but none like mine. Thank you for being the best teammate. I will always cherish that experience, and I will cherish our relationship forever.
Oh, yeah, forever. Very short-lived in Scottie's world. So.
Hey, you know what I think about Scottie spending and then I'm wearing the Jordan patch today? It's like all I can think about is when him sitting on the sideline, he has the Jordans on, he does this. That's what I always think about, man.
Yep.
It's like, I'm like, dude, every great player has someone that's the Robin to their Batman. And you were the Robin. You was a hell of a Robin, man. But you're tainting who you are as a person and as a player by saying these things about, Michael Jordan. This was your teammate. That'd be me sitting up there, bad mouthing Shaq. Shaq ass couldn't shoot no free throws. He was a horrible player. Nobody on the team liked him, which that case is all false. Me saying it's about, it's just bad for him to just say no comment. Say LeBron's a great player. Jordan's a great player. Move on.
And he kind of left it there. He goes, LeBron's the best statistical player we've ever seen. Does that make him the greatest of all time? I'll leave that up for debate. And he could have just stopped there, but instead he goes, but instead here I'm going to shit on Michael Jordan.
But see, here's the issue. We do this. This question is being asked so often.
It really is.
And to ask Scottie this again after he's always talked about, he's already talked about this 50 million times.
And his ex-wife dating his Michael Jordan's son.
I know. Right. And all the stars are aligning against poor Scottie. I get it. I get it. You're right.
And ever since The Last Dance, ever since we saw that debuted in 2020, Scottie has the way how he kind of looked in that series, he didn't like that. So he spoke about that. I think he wrote a book and things of that nature. So he went on that tour. Scottie has been doing everything he possibly can after playing to try to change people's mindset of what he looked like while he was playing. And it's kind of like, yo, we know you were Mike's number 2. You're in the Hall of Fame, bro. Like, you were a hell of a number 2. It's not like you were a very just good player. You're a Hall of Famer. Like, we know what your contribution. We know that when Mike took one of those years off in 94, I think they won 55 games and got to the Eastern Conference Finals. Either 94 or not. I think that was 94.
Yeah, I think it was 94.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we know that you're good. But the thing about it is, prior to that year, the 3 years prior to, not only you went to the finals, you won.
Yeah.
And so the one glaring thing that was missing was MJ. And you didn't win until MJ got back.
Right.
So you can think whatever you want. You can mess around on MJ's name. That's why I won't hear Mike say nothing. Bro, you got 6 rings, and a big portion of that is because of me. If you wanted to kind of throw a wrench in that, you could have won in 94 without Mike.
Yeah.
Then we could talk.
Yeah. So I guess here's my question, though, from this whole thing. Scottie brings up...
He wasn't fucking winning in 94, dude. Stop it.
Don't diminish Rob's title.
I'm kidding.
Don't diminish Rob's Houston Rockets 94 title.
You're right.
Don't you dare.
If he wanted to throw a monkey wrench in this whole thing,
right,
then you could have not only you could have
put the team on your back and could have at least gotten to the NBA Finals, at least. But my thing is, and this is the question that comes from this. Scottie has a point in the sense that, yeah, of course, this is a team game. You win as a team, you lose as a team. I get that. That's fine. Do the Bulls and Michael Jordan win those 6 titles without Scottie Pippen?
No. They don't. Think about it. Everybody forgets in '95, Scottie and Jordan were together, but it was missing key pieces like Horace Grant, Tony Kukoc, Dennis Rodman. It's not just about 2 players, and they couldn't win without each other, so they needed each other. Just like Shaq and Kobe, they couldn't win without until Kobe found a new Shaq, and Shaq found a new Kobe, and they don't win without each other. Some guys are just perfect for one another, and those 2 guys were perfect for one another because they both were hell of defenders. Think about it. It was small forward and dominated back then. Only a few teams had really dominant bigs, and they were able to do so much. But to me, they don't win without each other. They needed each other. The yin and the yang right there for sure.
Yeah, just Scottie needs to just stop with the horrible player stuff. That's just what kills me about that.
Yeah, he went too far on that.
That was to me. You like
you can say Mike was not a good teammate. That's fine. I get that.
Fine. Yes,
that was well documented that Mike was tough to play with. There's no knock there. But to call Michael Jordan a horrible player is just untrue. You know what I mean? Yeah. It just comes off ugly. But, since we're handing out reality checks. Anyone want to throw one in the way of Dwight Howard?
He living his best life, man.
I guess he is. I don't know. I guess Dwight was on he was on Run It Back with Shams, Michelle Beadle, Chandler Parsons. This is for FanDuel TV. Chandler asked him this question.
Right now, are you going prime Jokic or prime Dwight Howard?
Oh, prime Dwight Howard all day, every day. I'm dominating every play with a smile on my face. Like, yeah, I'm here.
So prime Jokic or prime Dwight Howard? Now, you're asking Dwight Howard, so of course he's going to say, well, yeah, no, me. I mean, why would you say me? But all honesty here, Dwight. Prime Jokic, prime Dwight, who do you want?
Man, let's not forget, Dwight, he was a hell of a fucking player, man.
Oh, no, I'm not diminishing how good he was. You're talking about arguably a 2-time league MVP, could have been a 3-time league MVP, has his team clean in the finals. What do you do?
Who do you pick, though? It's not like a clear-cut favorite, but I will take Jokic over Dwight. But the only reason is because Jokic makes everyone around him better. Dwight was protecting the paint, dunking on people. That pick and roll with him was phenomenal. But I want someone to give me the ball, so I'm taking Jokic.
Yeah, that's a good point. B. There's pause here. There's pause.
Well, only reason, because obviously the pause is both of these guys are great.
Yeah.
But if we're taking them in their prime, I may lean a little more towards Dwight for the simple fact that, and and this is not knocking Jokic at all from he has more of an ability. He has more components to his game. But if I have a Dwight and he's able to defend the rim like he does, and being able to block the shots and alter the shots and be the defensive player he is, I don't necessarily need that facilitator aspect from my big man. It's great to have. That's why it's only so few of them. But what Dwight was able to do when he was doing his thing in Orlando,
Dwight was scary.
Dog, like I got point guards. I got other guards that can distribute the ball. I'm good. But the way that you defend the basket, dog, like it's scary. And then he was doing that without even real post moves. He had a few moves, but he wasn't even a dominant post player. And
he mechanical as hell, but he could get the job done.
He was scary.
Mm-hmm.
And he was doing this at like, he's not even 7 feet tall. He like 6. He your height, Rob.
He's a little bit taller than me.
What are you, 6'9", 6'10"?
He's 7 feet tall now because he's a little bit taller than me.
Is Dwight 7 feet?
Yeah.
I think he's leaning in closer to 6'10", if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I might be wrong. I've been wrong before. God knows.
He may be 7 feet with shoes on, but yeah, that's where it counts.
Yeah, because I'm 6'10" with shoes on. So
okay, but even then, either way, just the way that he was able to dominate the paint,
6'10".
Yeah.
Yeah, the way he played. Yeah, the way he played defense is just. That's a hair. That's only by a hair.
Here's my only thing on Dwight, and this is probably why I lean Jokic over Dwight. Dwight, while an incredible player in his prime, bought his own hype. Like Dwight was all in on Dwight, and now that's not a character flaw by any means. Doesn't make you a bad player. But there needs to be, I think, from the best players in the game that I've watched, there's a little bit of humility in their game. There's an understanding of I have to be better here, I have to be better there. But Dwight was kind of the guy early in his career that was like, nope, crown me. That's it. When does my title show up? You know what I mean? And it was like, dude, this game is a grind. I mean, you Rob, I don't have to tell you, but this game is a grind. You're not going to get there every year. You're not going to get it done every postseason. And no matter how good you are, you have to understand that your game needs to grow and improve. And I think we've seen Jokic do a lot of that over the last few years. Even though he's winning league MVPs, you're seeing him this year in even a better place than he was 2 years ago when he was MVP. As far as the way, like you said, all the things we talked about earlier in the show, the way he sees the court, the way he distributes the basketball, the way he controls the pace of a game. Dwight was always very like, I'm going to go aggressive, I'm going to play hard, and he was a great player that way, but there were things in Dwight's game that I needed to see grow. I needed to see Dwight get better and different, and Dwight was just like, no, I have my crown, leave me alone, I'm good. I got my Superman-S, come at me, you know what I mean? And that always
I see where you go.
It grinds me down with some of these guys. Like, greatness will not always win over hard work, and you got to put in the work sometimes and have a little humility. And I love Dwight. I just never felt like he had that.
I felt like he was like, I kind of agree with you in the sense that he kind of stuck with what was great. And you look at guys around the league who kept adding to their bag, adding to their game. It's like Dwight was comfortable with, I'm going to shoot my jump hook, I'm going to block shots, and I'm going to dunk. And it's like he stayed in his lane. And he didn't want to go to 4 lanes. He stayed in 3 lanes. You got to expand your game. And I don't think he expanded like he should have, because if he would have been able to get a, post up, consistent jump shot, make a quick move, spins. I can see where you're going with that. But he still was a fucking hell of a damn defender, great player. What, he won like 3 years in a row, Defensive Player of the Year?
Defensive Player of the Year, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's crazy, man.
And I do think, he came up in that era where you were still looking at big men as to be traditional, more big men, from that standpoint.
Good point.
So it's an era debate, but I look, if either one of them, I'm not going to argue. I'm not going to poo-poo on having either one. You take one, and if I get the other, then I'm cool. Because I'm pretty sure from a defensive standpoint, Jokic wishes that he could, if he could have just even the slightest bit of defensive prowess that Dwight had. Yeah. You talk about adding that to his game. he might be the greatest big man ever.
But I wonder if Dwight would have went to college, because sometimes you can go to college and they can break your game down and add stuff to your game and make you more than just being 2 to 3 dimensional. Because we forget that he went straight from high school to the pros, and it was a process. I know people are like, what are you talking about? He has professional trainers and this and that and the professors that do this, but college helps a lot of players out that we fail to forget that.
Yeah. True. Very true. Just interesting to hear Dwight throw a crown on his own head.
Yeah, but anybody would have, like you said, anybody would have taken themselves.
Of course, you ask him. You know what I mean? Ask an objective party. It's ridiculous. A couple quick stories, then we're going to get to our game this week, which, by the way, is Walmart or Waffle House.
That was the funniest
for all the right reasons. Timothy McDaniel, Big Chris on Twitter, a bunch of people tagged us in this, it's clearly a Photoshop. It has to be a Photoshop. It's a picture of a Waffle House built on top of a Walmart.
A Walmart. Yeah.
That's got to be the best.
If that does exist, it's the apex of the universe. That's where all of time and space converge at that point, where there's a Waffle House on a Walmart. But we are going to play Walmart or Waffle House this week. The NFL's new kickoff rule, switching gears to the NFL a little bit. They got approved this week to say that any kickoff that is fair caught beyond the 25-yard line or in the end zone is automatically placed at the 25.
Hold on, read that. Say that one more time.
Okay, so if you're kicking off in the NFL after a touchdown, first start of a game, start of a half, if it's fair caught behind the 25, between the 25 and the end zone, or in the end zone, the ball's placed at the 25. So if you fair catch a kickoff at the 10, the ball goes to the 25.
I don't like that.
I don't like that either.
I think that sucks.
You might not even have a kickoff.
Well, I do. Yeah, just put the ball at the 25 and start.
Yeah.
What? There's no such thing as a kick return? I guess there is, but you have to risk. Now your risk is, do I take this ball out from the 5? Can I get it to the 25-yard line?
Yeah.
Because obviously if you but now most kickoffs go out of the damn end zone anyway. So split the diff on that one. Who cares? But unless you have a really garbage kickoff that you catch it at the 20, you can clear 5 yards with it. Why would anyone even risk it?
True.
Sucks. Yeah. You're stripping all the fun out of the NFL. What is going on?
Hey, it's I get it. They're trying to protect their players, and they protect their players more and more and more. From the quarterback to the receivers.
Right, but come on, the roughing the passer's enough for me to want to just not watch NFL football.
I know it.
You just push a quarterback now, and there's flags coming out. It's like, end zone celebrations. I grew up in the era of end zone celebrations. I grew up watching the Icky Shuffle from the Cincinnati Bengals.
Who was the guy that used to do the thing with your knees and you do this? Like, who was that? Billy White Shoes Johnson, whatever his name was?
I don't remember that one. I remember the Icky Shuffle. I remember Terrell Owens with all his celebrations with what was it, Joe Horn, who took the cell phone out of his sock in the end zone and made the phone call? Like, that made the NFL fun at least. And I'm sorry if it hurt your little feelings that Joe Horn made fun of you. You know what I mean? Like, get over yourself. You play NFL football.
I can never understand how Randy Moss got fined for the one where he pulled his pants down.
And pooped on the Star, the Dallas Cowboys star, where it was like, yeah.
I don't understand that one.
Dude,
knowing the NFL, I understand it.
Yeah.
The consistent rule changes to pull things back just makes it very hard for me to really get behind the NFL on a lot of this stuff. Because I'm with you, Rob. I get it. You got to protect your players. I completely understand that. How about you invest in better equipment? You know what I mean? Like, why don't you work on the helmets? Why don't you work on the padding instead of stripping the game away?
Doesn't Tua's playing with a special helmet this year, right? Tua?
Yeah, there was something about that. I didn't read the whole thing, but I saw that he's got some kind of extra layer of padding or something in his helmet, like it's supposed to be to prevent concussions or something. But
here's the thing. I understand protecting the players, and there are certain things and rules that you can put in place, and certain plays and certain hits that are completely egregious and need to be taken out of the game because that's a violation. That's a direct violation and protection of players. But this is the game of football. You got 200 plus pound men, 300 plus pound men running into each other at full speed. Human beings were never meant to play this game. We're not built to play this game. So when you have that size of men running into one another consistently, over and over and over again, somebody gonna get hurt. It's what it is. Yeah. That's the game that you play. That's why you wear all the equipment. It's not enough equipment in the world that you're able to use or create to protect people and them being able to play the game to their best of their ability. You can't do it. Yeah. And I think people got to come to that realization. People gonna get hurt. There are gonna be guys who gonna get hurt more than others. But everybody gonna get hurt.
Yeah.
I think we need to make some concessions. If you want to take away kickoffs, then reinstate the celebration policy. You know what I mean? Like, take something and give something. Don't just continue to strip out. You know what I mean? Give me back end zone celebrations, for God's sakes. Make me laugh. Make me smile. All right, let's do quickly big shot of the week. Then we'll play Walmart or Waffle House.
I got to do my big shot of the week first.
Go, man. What you got?
Today is my mother's 75th birthday.
Oh, so happy birthday, Mama Horry.
Happy birthday, Mama Horry.
That's good for her, man.
She is, the light of my life. She's done so much stuff for me. She wasn't even though she was single mom, I had my dad that was right there, but growing up in Alabama, she made sure I was at all my baseball practices, all my basketball practices. She would let me play football, but my mom turned 75 today, so I love you, Mother. Happy birthday, and you're the big shot forever in my life.
Good for you, man. Yeah, no, I'm not even going to give out a big shot. That's big shot of the week right there.
No, we got to do a big shot.
No, it's okay. I got a kid who invited cops to his birthday, but Mama wins. I'm sorry, Mama wins, dude. Mama wins always. So big shot of the week's going to go to Mama Horry. Good for her, dude. How's she doing at 75?
She's doing great, man. She has the grandbabies that keep her moving and grooving, and
good, man.
Her husband Ferris keeps her from not just standing in the house, going out in the yard, doing yard work, and so she's fantastic, man. She's moving and grooving. So I love her, man, for that. So.
That's awesome. Well, happy birthday.
Keep active. Thanks.
Happy birthday. That's awesome, man. Good job. All right, let's get a little bluegrass here and get into the game of the week. Obviously, we talked about it before. I love the picture so much. We've retweeted it, I think, from the Big Shot Bob Twitter account. If you haven't seen it, the picture of the Walmart on top of the Waffle House. If it exists, send me there now. We're going to get into a round of Walmart or Waffle House.
The funny part is we should start doing our podcast from there.
Oh, my God. Are you kidding me? How do we not have a sponsorship at this location yet? Good Lord. If you're new to this podcast, the game is very simple. I give both Rob and B-Dog a ridiculous story. They just have to tell me, did it happen at a Walmart or did it happen at a Waffle House? And harder than it sounds sometimes. Story number one is from right here in Kennesaw, Georgia, just down the street from us. Two women became enraged in a verbal altercation that escalated into a fight. No breaking news at either of these locations until one woman decided to strip completely naked before promptly breaking the other woman's nose. So before she broke her nose, took all her damn clothes off, and then broke the woman's nose, police suspect drugs or alcohol were involved. You're kidding me. Did the woman who stripped naked to break the other woman's nose happen at a Walmart or at a Waffle House?
See, this one is not fair because this is in Georgia. You guys probably know who exactly did this and probably saw this on the news.
I didn't. No, I absolutely hadn't. This was a breaking story to me when I saw it.
I'm gonna go with this happened at a Walmart.
Okay.
But it sounds like some Waffle House shit, but I'm going Walmart.
Okay. What do you think, B?
I'm gonna go Waffle House.
All right, we have a divide early in the game. The point goes to B-Dog Brandon Harper, having it at a Waffle House. Yeah,
I knew I should.
My rule of thumb tends to be if there's a fist fight, it tends to lean in the direction of Waffle House. I don't get a lot of fist fight stories from Walmart. There are a few.
Oh, I do.
Usually when there's a drug or alcohol involved fight, it's usually at a Waffle House.
I've seen plenty of them in Walmart too.
That is a crossover question too.
That
could be black or white.
It could float either way. Yeah, it really could. Really could. All right, story number two. Police were called to this location after an old woman slapped a young mother in the face because her baby wouldn't stop crying. Witnesses reported that the old woman repeatedly shouted to the woman, quote, "Get that baby in line." Before approaching her and slapping her across the face, the old woman was arrested and charged with battery. Did the old woman who slapped the mama because her baby wouldn't stop crying at a Walmart or a Waffle House? B-Dog, you can go first on this one. Walmart or get that baby in line.
I'm going to say Walmart.
Okay. Robert Horry.
See, this one is one you can just walk away from the crime, baby. But I feel like you sitting there trying to enjoy your nice breakfast on a Sunday. You just got out of church and you walked over and says, "Shut this baby up." By the way, did y'all see the guy on the plane? That just
I love that,
yelling?
by the way, the woman who slapped another woman just got out of church. Good for you. Nice correlation there.
Did you see the guy who started yelling on the plane because the baby was yelling?
No, I didn't see that one.
Yeah, I say this happened at a Waffle House.
All right. And tie it up there. Yeah, it was a Waffle House. Yeah, good
Makes
call,
sense.
Rob. Yeah, sitting eating your food. Shut that baby up.
Y'all have to look that up. It's this dude sitting on the plane, and it's one of those commuter planes, small plane. The baby's crying. He starts just yelling, right? Y'all won't shut the damn baby up, so I'm just gonna talk loud and yell too. He just goes off, man.
Oh,
it's
dude.
the funniest shit ever.
I got a story we're going to talk about and shoot around this week involving a plane that is scary as all hell. It happened this past week, too. All right, story number 3 as we tie it up here. A woman was taken to the hospital after slipping and falling on some butter that was all over the floor. She demanded retribution. She was threatening to sue this location. The only problem was several customers watched her pull melted butter out of a bag, spread it on the floor, and pretend to fall. So, did the woman who got busted for faking her own fall with butter happen at a Walmart or a Waffle House? Robert
Walmart.
Horry. Oh, B jumps in Walmart.
I was gonna say Walmart too, even though it's that butter goes with waffles. I just think she was probably in the food section in Walmart and put it down and slipped and fell. I'm going Walmart all the way.
I like it. A point goes to.
I don't give a shit.
No, it does. No, it goes to Walmart. You're both right. Good job.
Yeah.
Very good. Yeah, it happened at a Walmart. Which, by the way, you're bringing your own melted butter to Walmart. You got a problem here.
She probably just left the Waffle House.
Just give me a whole bunch of extra butter. I'm gonna spread it on the floor next door at the Walmart, downstairs at the Walmart.
Exactly.
All right. Story number 4. A man was arrested for handing out money in front of this location. Yes, he was arrested for handing out money to customers as they were leaving. Why was he arrested? Well, he had robbed an ATM a few days earlier and was wanted by police. So he matched the description. The cops showed up and arrested him. Did they get this guy outside of a Walmart or outside of a Waffle House? Which, by the way, this guy should not have gone to jail. I mean, I know he stole from an ATM, but he was handing it out to people. It was very Robin Hood behavior.
It ain't his money to hand out.
I know, it wasn't Robin Hood's money to steal it. We fucking idolized that guy.
Possession.
Write songs and stories. Yeah.
Possession's 9/10 of the law, right? It
Damn
is.
straight. And he took it from an ATM. It wasn't like he stole it from a person.
How funny would it be if he took it from an ATM inside of the Walmart and then walked outside and started handing it out? So I'm going with Walmart.
Okay, I like it.
Yeah, I'm going with Walmart too. It's a little weird for me to see him standing outside of a Waffle House. It's not as many people there to hand that money out, and I can just see people just consistently walking out of Walmart and you handing them money.
Okay. Yeah, you're both wrong. Happened outside of a Waffle House. You caught him outside of a Waffle House, handing out money. Anybody that's coming out, here's some money. Buying breakfast for people. Modern day Robin.
I wonder how much money did he steal, though?
It doesn't even say. It just said he had robbed an ATM a few days earlier, which...
How much money can you get out of an ATM? That'd be like, $400 is the most, right?
Yeah, I mean, if you rob an ATM, though, I mean, that's like an honest withdrawal. I mean, if you crank that machine open somehow, I'm sure there's a lot more than $400 in that joker. I don't know. I should probably stop advocating for this man who stole from an ATM. Just move on. Police were called to this location in story number 5 to break up a fight between two men that erupted over a game of rock, paper, scissors. It turned into a full-blown fist fight when the two men continued to throw rock over and over again, and then the rocks turned into fists, and the fight broke out. Both men were removed from the location. So did the rock, paper, scissors fist fight break out at a Walmart or a Waffle House?
I got this whole scenario made up in my mind, but go Beef. You go first.
Rob's playing it out in his head. By the way, you're going to consistently lose unless you throw a scissors or a paper, man. Like, what do you... It's infuriating. I'd have kicked his ass, too. Debate.
I wanna say you said they broke out in a fist fight, right?
Yeah, they did.
I wanna say this is a Waffle House.
Okay.
See, this is the thing. They were playing rock, scissors, and paper to see who's going to pick up the tab, and so that's how it all started. Because they were drunk from hanging out all night, and now they best friends, and they were white. So they were two white guys that were playing.
They were white. How come they're white?
Because
how do you know they were white?
Because a brother ain't gonna play rock, paper, scissors. Who's gonna pay for the tab? This is my scenario. This is what I made up in my head.
Okay.
And then after they got in the car and drove off, but it's Waffle House and it's the white guys, and you already said the only fights happen at Waffle House.
You're both right. Happened at a Waffle House. Yeah, good job. Now, I don't know if they were white, but it did happen at a Waffle House. And at least I've known now, too. Rock, paper, scissors, a bad way to settle the bill. Very good. All right, let's head back to the beautiful city of Atlanta, Georgia for this next story. When you try to rob one of these locations, probably best to make sure the customers aren't strapped. A 37-year-old man entered this location with a pistol in a quick robbery attempt and was promptly shot in the leg by a 43-year-old employee who had a concealed carry permit. So did the employee with a gun shoot?
Hey, you gotta even just bait this one.
It happened at Walmart or Waffle House.
Yep. They said I saw a meme talking about who will win. I think I told y'all who will win between the Avengers and Waffle House workers.
Oh, it was Waffle
if I have a full set of Waffle House workers, they'll give the Avengers some work. Boy. So I'm taking Waffle House.
As long as the chef is the chain-smoking chef, you can't beat that guy. I'm sorry. He's undefeatable. And you're both right. Yeah, happened in a Waffle House. Very nice.
Yeah,
it's Waffle House employees, I feel like, are always strapped, by the way. Concealed carry permit or not, I feel like they have a weapon on them somewhere.
They don't take no shit, man.
No, they do not. They do not. And I saw somebody post on Twitter a while back that an empty Waffle House parking lot at 2 a.m. is a bomb-ass fighting stage for like a fight game. and they're right. Like I can see Street Fighter happening behind, you know what I mean, behind them. And a Waffle House at 2 a.m. All right, last story.
The fact that you rock like them just...
Oh, it's just... bah, bah, bah. Last story. Locking the doors isn't common at either of these locations. But one such location went into lockdown after a naked man was seen loitering in front of the front doors. They locked the doors, and after pounding on them repeatedly and being denied entry, he instead decided to urinate on the doors until police arrived. Police got there just in time to arrest the man. Did the naked man cause a lockdown and then decide to urinate on the front doors of a Walmart or a Waffle House?
I gotta go Waffle House because Waffle House have doors.
Walmart's got doors?
But they have the sliding doors. So he couldn't knock on the door because he walked up, there'd be no doors to knock on.
Yeah, there would be.
No, when you walk up on the thing automatically opens the doors. So you'll get a chance to knock on the door.
They locked the door.
Yeah, but they locked those.
No, he said he was put on location when he was loitered in front of the doors. What I'm saying is he can't do it at a Walmart because when you go in front of the doors, they automatically open up.
Right, but are they saying that? But was this location closed or open?
No, it was open.
It was open.
And they do not often close the doors, but they locked this one down.
Don't try to fight my logic here now, B.
Okay. Hold on. I'm just trying to make sure because you
guys got me going in a circle on this question now. I'm like, God, man. I wrote this question and I'm confused.
Because he said every time I Walmart ain't got doors. I'm like, clearly every time I walk through one.
Yeah, you walk through, but when's the last time you opened up a door at a Walmart?
No, that's true.
See?
I'm gonna go Waffle House.
All right, so after all of
I
that,
convince you.
everybody went Waffle House, and everybody's freaking wrong. It happened in front of a Walmart. You guys are crazy. Walmart has doors, and they lock them when people are
I'm saying
outside
they have doors,
naked.
but they have automated doors.
You can still lock an automatic door.
But I'm saying, if you walk up in front of the door, it's going to automatically open.
If it's not locked.
Right.
No, but it says, and the thing says, they locked the doors after he was seen naked. But anyway, I lost it. I
can see a naked. No. I lost too, but here's the logic. They could have seen the naked man walking up and didn't want him to enter the store, so they locked the automated doors, the sliding doors.
Gotcha. Thank you very much for the long-winded explanation on that one.
You got to be the dumbest motherfucker in the league.
Thank you very much, Kwame. God.